celebration. Jordan, the blocks and the paint trays from yesterday were still out when I opened this morning. Again, and I had 4 families arriving, and I also had wet floors to deal with.
I know. I meant to get back to them. I ran out of time.
You ran out of time? I set up the room, I clean the room, I run every single transition. Outdoor, lunch, nap by 4 o'clock, I'm dead on my feet and you're sitting at a desk.
Sitting at the desk? Wow. That desk time is the weekly plan, the observation notes, and the 3 family emails. One of them a complaint I spent my whole afternoon on. Just because you don't see my work doesn't mean it ain't happening.
Paperwork doesn't leave you sweating through your shirt at pickup. When was the last time that you took the outdoor transition alone? Honestly, when?
When was the last time you wrote a learning story or answered a parent complaint? I stay late finishing documentation while you walk out the door at 5 on the dot.
Oh, so now I'm lazy? Unbelievable. You know that? Forget it. I'll just keep doing everything by myself, like always.
And I'll keep being invisible, like always. This is exactly why I stopped explaining anything to you.
Sam, Jordan, I can hear you from across the room. And I think we all know this has been building for a while. Rather than letting it keep spilling into the classroom, would you be willing to sit down and talk through it properly? Right now, while it's fresh? Yeah. So thank you. Before we start, I wanted to be clear about my role. I'm not here to judge who's right, and I'm not going to decide the solution. You two know this room far better than I do. My job is only to help, for you to help each other so that you can both reach an agreement and make proper choices. Are you okay with that? Okay. So I'd like to suggest 3 ground rules. 1 person speaks at a time. We talk about the solution, not about each other's character. What's said at this table stays at this table. Could you both agree on that?
Yeah, okay.
Agreed.
Okay, good. And one more thing, if it only works if it's voluntary, are you both willing to give it a real try? Thank you. Here's how we'll start. I'd like for each of you to describe the situation as you experience it. The other person's job only is to listen. Sam, since you raised it this morning, would you begin?
Fine. Every day I open the room, I set up the activities, and I reset everything after each block. I run every transition, getting 14 kids into snowsuits, lunch, nap, all of it. Those are the loudest, most physical parts of the day, and they're always mine. Yesterday, I asked for 5 minutes to sit down, and it didn't happen. Then this morning, the room wasn't even reset. I'm exhausted, and honestly, I feel like it doesn't count for anything, like it's just expected.
Okay, thank you, Sam. Let's make sure I've understood the physical, visible work, setup, and transitions land on you day after day. And by closing, you're worn out, and underneath the tiredness, it sounds like you're feeling taken for granted, like the effort is invisible. Did I get that right?
Yep, that's exactly it.
Okay, same ground rules for you, Jordan, your turn.
Okay, what Sam calls sitting at the desk is the weekly activity plan, the observation notes, the learning story, and every single family email, including complaints. Yesterday, a parent complaint took my entire afternoon. That's the real reason the blocks were still out. I never got the chance to say that. I stay past 6 most days finishing documentation, and it hurts, honestly, to have all of that dismissed as sitting around. I'd actually love more floor time with the kids. The deck works has swallowed my whole day.
Okay, so what I'm hearing, Jordan, the planning, documentation, the family communication take real hours. Mostly out of sight, and being the one at the desk feels dismissive, even hurtful. And the blocks yesterday weren't neglected. A parent complaint 8 the afternoon, and you want more time with the children, not less. Is that right?
Yes, all of it.
Okay, now I'd like you to talk to each other, not to me, Jordan. What did you hear in what Sam just said?
That the physical stuff is relentless, that Sam doesn't get a break all day. I had taken for granted. I didn't know it had gotten to that point, honestly.
Sam, tell Jordan directly which part of the day feels more unmanageable and why.
Okay, well, the transitions, outdoor time especially. 14 kids, snowsuits, boots, one adult wrangling all of it while trying to keep everybody safe. That's the moment when I feel completely alone. I didn't know about the parent complaint yesterday, you never said.
Because by the time it was done, you were already annoyed with me. You didn't feel like there was a room to explain.
Okay, Jordan, what would you like Sam to understand about the work that is invisible from the classroom floor?
That it's not optional and it's not light. Line CC requires the documentation. Family expects answers the same day. If I skip it, it lands on both of us eventually. I'm not hiding at the decks. I'm drowning at it.
Okay, but I'm drowning too. And when I finally say something, I get told that it does. I get told I just don't see it. Like I'm too dense to notice work happening in front of me, and that's insulting.
So I can see how important this both means to the both of you. Let's slow down for a moment. Sam, take your time. When you're ready, tell Jordan what's underneath that frustration, not the argument. What's underneath it?
Okay. I'm tired. I miss when we used to work as a team.
I miss that too.
Thank you for both saying that out loud. Sam, was there anything in what Jordan had shared today that surprised you?
The complaint email, honestly, and that Jordan wants more floor time. I assume the opposite.
Let me reflect what I'm noticing and you tell me if it's fair. You've described the same problem from two different sides. The work in this room is bigger than what either of you can see of each other's day. Sam's half is visible and physical. Jordan's half is invisible and administrative. And each of you has been measuring the day by half of what you can see. At the same time, I've heard three things you share. You both want the children's routine to run smoothly, and you both want the workload to be genuinely fair, and each of you want your effort to be seen by one another. Have I got that right?
That's fair.
Agreed.
Then here's my question. I want the idea to come from the two of you because you're the experts in the room. What could make the full workload, both halves, visible and balanced? I'll write down every idea without judging, and then you can decide together what you want to try.
Okay, what if we rotated the transitions, even just outdoor time? If we alternate days, neither of us get buried by it.
Rotating transitions. Got it, Jordan. What do you think of that? What would make it work on your side?
It would work if my documentation block moved to nap time instead of the afternoon. And here's mine. What if we swap role one afternoon a week? Sam takes the decks, I take the floor. We each actually see what the other day looks like.
Okay, a weekly role swap. Sam?
Honestly, yeah. I'd probably be terrible at the learning stories at first. But yeah, and maybe shared task chart on the cupboard, everything that has happened in a day, both halves with names on it so that it's visible.
Okay, a visible shared task. Jordan, anything to add or adjust?
Yeah, a 10-minute check-in on Fridays. Just us. What worked this week? What didn't? Before anything builds up again.
Okay, so we have 4 options on the list: rotating transitions, a weekly role swap, a visible shared task, and Friday 10-minute check-in. Which of these are you willing to commit to for the next 2 weeks? Talk it through with each other.
I say all four, honestly, they fit together.
Agreed. All 4. The chart makes the rotation easy to track anyways.
Okay, then we'll confirm it, and like each of you say on your own part, in your own words. Sam, what are you committing to?
I'm committing to the rotation schedule, taking the desk one afternoon, 1 week starting Thursday, building a task chart with Jordan tomorrow, and Friday check-ins, and to asking about Jordan's day before I assume.
Jordan?
Alternating transitions starting tomorrow. I'll take the outdoor time first. Moving my documentation block to nap time. The charts, the role swap, the Friday check-in, and giving Sam a heads up when something like a complaint email blows up my afternoon instead of going quiet.
Okay, and you've agreed to both review on how this is gonna go together. At the Friday check-in in 2 weeks, if anything isn't working, that's where you'd adjust it. Before we close, is there anything you feel that is still being misunderstood?
No, this is the most useful conversation that we've had in months.
Same. Sorry about the blocks, by the way.
Sorry about the sitting at the desk thing.
Then we'll end it there. I want to name something before we do. The idea on this list came from the 2 of you. The rotation, the swap, the chart, the check-in, that's your agreement, not mine. And that's exactly what I think it will hold. Thank you both. You did both very well here today. Thank you.